I can't understand why more people, more farmers and landowners haven't engaged with it. My name is Andy Dunne. I am a farmer. I have a few cattle, beef cattle. I have forestry and I work as an agricultural consultant as well. So I have a few things going on. This is Ballynacarrig, the rocky town, and it's in County Offaly, just on the Laois-Offaly border, but it's in County Offaly. We have a mixed woodland here, planted about 25 years ago. Norway spruce, sycamore, a little bit of oak, a little bit of larch in it. There are a number of other landowners involved and contiguous, and we manage the area together. And a couple of years ago we decided to go down the route of continuous cover forestry on this particular block of lands here. There's about maybe 150 acres in CCF here. We have the Silver River here beside us. There's a little salmon run on this little stream. It's part of the River Shannon catchment. There's trout in it. There's otters on site. We have pine marten. We have badger. We have red squirrel. We have fallow deer, which are nice to look at, but they're a challenge for us because they have no predator. Foxes here as well, I forgot to mention. We have jays, we have buzzards, and quite a lot of woodcock here in the winter. So we have, I'd say, there's about, of the 60 acres, there's about 40 in Norway spruce. Norway because it's cold and frosty down here, and the balance of the 20 or 25 acres is in a mixture of broadleaves, as I described, ash, oak, a bit of alder here and there. Some of the alder is naturally regenerated. There was a little bit of larch as well, and that's kind of the background. Sown conventionally, managed conventionally, up to about 4 or 5 years ago. CCF is continuous cover forestry. Some people would call it close to nature forestry. It's a softer management system, softer in terms of environmental impact and I suppose stress on the natural systems. In the conventional forest management in Ireland, you have a plant and a cut and clear fell kind of system where you sow, you grow, you cut and you start again. We felt that rather than kind of imposing a solution on the land, we would try and go with it a bit more, and that continuous cover system fits with that thinking. So you change the age structure, so you have old, middling and young plants growing or trees growing. You have a broader variety of species growing, and you try and support the natural regeneration of the wood rather than coming in and planting. In the conventional system, as I said, you sow, you cut after 30 or 40 years to a conifer plantation, and you get your income. Then you wait 20 years maybe for a thinning and 30 or 35 years for another. So you have big chunks of money coming every 25, 30, 35 years. In the CCF system, you spread that income stream out over shorter windows where you take little bits as they come along. So you don't get as much money in a lump, but you do get bits of money all the time. And I suppose the other advantage is you're mitigating against natural risk, and you are hopefully avoiding the cost of replanting, which is 12 or 1,500 euros an acre at the moment, and that's not going to get any smaller as time passes. In the past, the schemes fought with one another, so you could have one or the other, but not both. And in fairness to the department and the EU, they now will pay most of the farm schemes, not them all, but they'll certainly pay the BIS and some of the supplementary BIS things on forestry that's planted in recent years and planted going forward. You might lose the disadvantaged area, which is a relatively minor payment on a limited area of land, but most of the rest of the payments you will retain them if you go into forestry, plus you'll get the additional payments which are not subject to income tax, which is significant. And you'll have a forest and you'll have an income stream. I do see the bureaucracy as a problem. It's quite difficult for people and there's bad press and all that, but I think we just have to work our way through that. The problem with deer is there is no natural control mechanism for them. There's probably 300 hectares of woodland in the immediate vicinity, and it's also near enough contiguous with all the woodland up in the Sleeve Bloom Mountains. So there's a lot of space for deer here, and they use it. And the problem we have with them is if we want to regenerate our wood naturally, they will come in and graze it for you and you'll have no regeneration. So it's a challenge for continuous cover forestry in particular, but and the only way I see of dealing with it is we just have to bring in some sort of suppression or control mechanism. It's well supported and the returns definitely put it in second place to dairying as a farm enterprise. I can't understand why more people, more farmers and landowners haven't engaged with it. I would look at it and I would be very slow to rule it out. Now, it won't suit everybody, it won't suit every circumstance, but it's very well merited as a land use and productive and I won't say lucrative, but there is a worthwhile financial return.